Another day of strong storms building into the eastern U.S. after several nights of dangerous and deadly severe weather. The video you're seeing here of a large tornado that did EF3 damage in the New Orleans metro area. Chalmette, Louisiana, recuperating this morning after a dangerous night of storms last night. We now want to take you to the northern side of this system where we see more strong to severe thunderstorms. In fact, we have multiple warnings out there across a new tornado watch area. We'll get back to Viper radar, but I want to show you the very latest breaking at this hour. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in pink until 9 p.m. Eastern time, but the very latest through eastern Ohio, western West Virginia, southwest Pennsylvania, including Pittsburgh, and into eastern Kentucky, a tornado watch has now been issued until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, a watch means conditions are favorable, and as we watch more of these storms across this region push east, they're in an environment that is going to allow them to grow stronger and become more rotational. And that's what we've seen with a lot of these. If we go to the current time and take you into northern Indiana, some of these storms near Fort Wayne have a tornado possible tag, and this does include the Fort Wayne metro area. This is parts of Allen County in Indiana, Wells County, and then the southeastern of the two warnings until 2:45, also parts of Adams County. So we have two separate storms here, and we've seen a couple of pockets of rotation out of these. And we want to watch these areas of rotation because all it takes is one scan, one quick spin up to produce that isolated tornado. And we also have gusty winds on top of that. It's tricky because we have several different radars in here, so we're kind of monitoring a couple of them as we work our way through. So the Fort Wayne metro area, a good idea to be inside and know your safe place. I want to go a little bit farther south where we've seen some strong storms in the Cincinnati area. And if we jump over to the Wilmington radar, you can see some of those stronger storms right in downtown Cincinnati, and several of these storms north of there all the way along and perpendicular to I-70 have had a history of rotation. So we expect these at any moment to get that severe thunderstorm warning tag. But then into southern parts of Ohio, southeast of Chillicothe and southwest of Athens, we also have this severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Jackson County until 2:45. And I want to turn on our hail product because that gives us a good idea of this storm producing hail and possibly how big in diameter it might be. In fact, to reach that severe potential, it has to be about an inch, and that's what we're anticipating out of this one. And you can see the history and trajectory of that storm from our hail swath. So if you're in the Athens area, a good idea to take shelter and make sure you're in that safe place because this could also produce some gusty winds. Now, we have those watches to the north, but into eastern Kentucky, where we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, and into the Knoxville, Tennessee area, into eastern Tennessee, we've seen multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, and we're expecting a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued here. And we'll bring that to you as the very latest becomes available. And remember, this is all part of a much larger storm system that's not only going to bring us a chance for severe weather across the Ohio Valley, but of course, Kit, we're also watching the tail end of that cold front that could produce more gusty winds, more tornadic activity. A very active day today, so everybody's going to want to stay tuned through the next few hours.
That's right, Carissa. We're continuing a very active week we've seen. Tornado reports from Texas, even New Orleans last night. We were talking about that at the top of the hit here. And now we're looking at the potential for more tornadoes across the Midwest. So I want to break down what the watch versus the warning is. A severe watch or tornado watch, that's when the hazard is possible. We have the ingredients there, they're starting to come together, but we haven't gotten the storm itself yet. We get the warning when the weather is imminent, when the storm has formed, when we possibly have seen radar indication of a tornado or of large hail, damaging winds. Now, with the watch, that's when you need to take preparations, you take action, take shelter, bring things inside so that they don't fly around in those high winds. warning means you take action immediately. So with those watches out that we have already talked about, there is a larger area of slight risk here from basically the shores of Lake Erie all the way down to southwestern parts of West Virginia there. So Charleston, Parkersburg, Columbus, even near Pittsburgh, all within the severe risk for the day today. And that's going to include the chance for tornado activity. So we've got this 5% risk here in the brown color. So that mimics very much what we have seen with that slight risk. And that's right where we're starting to see some of those thunderstorms beginning to move into the southern extent of this area. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on radar. Now, we also have added a 15% risk for high winds in excess of 65 miles per hour is possible with these storms, as well as large hail upwards of 1 inch in diameter. And of course, that can cause damage to property. So maybe a good time to go ahead and bring that car into the garage or under a carport. Let's take a look through the forecast here. We see we've got dots of thunderstorms showing up on the models. So that pretty much mimics what we've seen on radar. So this is a good faith estimation of what we'll see through the evening. Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time, we're starting to see that line pushing into the Pittsburgh area, probably starting to weaken overnight, and more just widespread rain and even some heavy snow is possible for parts of the New England area into the far northeast, and then also very heavy rain with this. So we've also seen some places, Carissa, with very heavy rain with these thunderstorms, and we do have some potential for some flash flooding as well.
That's right. And in addition to all of that, we have that rotational potential, and that's why I wanted to show you this wide view, because just about each and every one of these severe thunderstorm warnings, even though they're primarily for damaging wind and large hail, have a tornado possible tag. That means it is a rotating storm, and if that rotation tightens, we could very quickly see a tornado develop. So make sure you have that severe weather plan in place, lowest level, most interior room of your home, and make sure you know where you're going, what that severe weather plan is too, whether it's school, whether it's the store. A good day to stay weather aware, and keep it here on Weather Nation for more details.